Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a weird knife unboxing to share with you guys. Something new from Real Steel, something not very expensive, and something with a blade steel that I have never heard of. Now, I did incredibly minor research on this blade steel, and I found, I think, the manufacturer's site, where they talk about, what it is, the idea behind it. Now, obviously, a ton of additional testing and, of course, HRC testing is going to need to be involved to find out exactly what this steel is capable of. But if it's even kind of close to what they're suggesting on their website, and you can get it on a knife that costs, I think this is a $74 knife, that's pretty interesting. As is the case with all blade steel compositions, it is a multi-directional teeter-totter. So where there are, benefits in some areas, there's a trade-off and usually a downside in other areas. So don't expect this to be some sort of miracle steel, and I don't think it's being advertised as a miracle steel. It's just interesting. So yeah, I will have this linked down in the description. You guys can check it out if you want to. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to Real Steel for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. What do we have here? This is called the G-Drop. Satin blade black G10 handles. Now, this has, oh, there's a thing. Okay, good. Well, there you go. And then this, it shows the specs here. There it is. Blade steel, Nitro-X7. What the heck is that? It's from a company that I've never heard of, but it's Nitro, and I doubt that it's a new company, but I've just never heard of it. It's Nitro V and Nitro B, apparently, combined to create, it's like a very high carbon content steel, and the whole idea is extreme edge stability. Now, on the website, they had a bit of a misleading, I think there's edge stability is different from edge retention. Now, they showed some top dogs up there getting chewed up. The test steel was hardened on this guy, this Nitro X7, was hardened to 63.3, 63.5 HRC, pretty high, right? Now, I have no idea if that's how hard they're hardening this, but they showed it under a microscope up against M390 and MagnaCut, and they said it's got extreme edge stability, and it showed that those blades, those edges were really chewed up. I want some more context. That's a picture. I want some more context. Interesting, though, for sure. Edge stability is definitely important. This is, I think, a little explosion chart. I want to get this thing out. So this is the G-Drop, which is an OSTAP Hell design. And it feels very much that way right off the bat. Is this it's like a front flipper. You can top flip it. Can you access that little fuller? Not really. I kind of wish that there was more there. You can use it kind of as a nail nick. We have a liner lock here. Now this is, I think they said it stands for like generational drop. Like the initial version of this was the slip joint. So now this is the locking version. And then we have this Nitro-X7 blade steel, which, listen, if this ends up being a steel I'm hoping that it's stainless or close to. Something tells me that it's not. But especially with like the really high carbon content. If this ends up being a stainless or close to stainless steel that has very, very, very good edge stability and of course, toughness that goes hand in hand with that, and then decent edge retention or, maybe even really great edge retention, the fact that they can get it on a knife, Chinese knife, that costs less than $75 in 2025 is pretty awesome. The king of the budget steel world by many people's standards, not everybody's, but the king all around, right? Not just in terms of edge retention, but of the balance of toughness, corrosion resistance. Everybody seems to kind of land on 14C28N. And I think it's largely due to the test, the article that Laren Thomas did, the testing and balancing and sort of, coming up with his reasoning. So I'm always welcome new steels. Now, I'm not the steel expert, as I've stated many times. Not even close. We have other people in this community who know far more than me. I'm a casual knife enjoyer, right? Knife design reviewer. But I do like the idea of kings being dethroned in terms of, blade steel. I like new things coming out, and, giving people a reason to try something new. Oh, I like that little red backspacer there. It's very Black Widow kind of, looking backspacer. Never a fan of the Loch Ness Monster clips. They work like functionally. These are great. The problem is that they grab onto, they're like grappling hooks, right? So if you're like walking by a merry-go-round, there's a good chance you're gonna get hooked onto it. It's gonna take you for a ride. I'm kidding, but I don't love those. This, for a very small, thin, lightweight, compact knife, is actually pretty easy to manipulate. Very simple satin finished blade. We have peel ply texturing here. We have, for some reason, 3. These are all T6 screws. 3 screws. Why? Why do we need 3? Well, there's a steel liner, it looks like, on both sides. This is like a partial liner, right? I guess that's to hold it. I think you probably could have accomplished that with just 2, like 1 here, and then you're good. But okay, there's 3. Not really that big of a deal. Does it actually say? Yeah, it says Nitro-X7 OSTAP Hell design, and then we have, I bet it's a ton of shouldering. No, I guess the stop pin must be internal. I wonder if I can see it in my light. I actually cannot see it at all. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the stop pin is. It's up. I'm guessing there's a bar on the inside that's it's impacting the steel liners on the inside that surround the pivot, almost certainly. I just can't see it. But I mean, something has to be stopping it. No blade play, up, down, left to right. Nice access to the lock bar. Very, very lightweight, very compact. Also on the smaller side for sure. Let's go ahead and weigh it real quick. G10 Nitro-X7 and steel. 2 ounces. Very, very lightweight. And I think we're going to go ahead and actually, the action's really good, and so is the D10. Let's go ahead and measure it. The overall length of this guy coming in at 6.5 inches. Blade length 2.75, and cutting edge is just a little bit shy, 2.6 inches, 2.65 inches, something like that. Very interesting. Real Steel works a lot with OSTAP Hell. We see a lot of those designs, and honestly, the designs in the past have been hit or miss for me. They've done some stuff that I think is just like absolutely incredible, and other stuff where I'm kind of like, why, right? Well, but that's very subjective. Everybody has different feelings on stuff like that. This, not so much for the design, but more so for the steel. This knife is my introduction to this steel, and I don't understand it yet. I don't have any real comparisons. I need to know what it compares to in terms of toughness, what it compares to in terms of edge retention, and of course corrosion resistance. That's really, really important to find out. I also need to know the optimal HRC range. So hopefully there's more information. Like I said, I just took a brief look at the website, for the company who actually makes this stuff. So perhaps a lot of that information is there. But ultimately, regardless of what is claimed, it will come down to real-world performance, which requires that not 1, not 2, not 5, not 10, but I would say tons and tons, at least dozens and dozens of people, using this stuff in a variety of different environments and in usage scenarios. Until then, we won't have enough data to really be able to say. So it'll be interesting. I'll carry and use this knife casually, and if there's anything out of the ordinary, I'll note it in the review, which will come down the road. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much to Real Steel for sending this in. Like I said, links for this guy down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.